Little Troublemaker Makes a Mess by Luvvie Ajayi Jones. Illustrated by Joey Spiotto. It was a big night at Luvvie's house. Her mom had a meeting to go to, and Luvvie and her sister Cammy were going to spend some time alone. No grown-ups, just them. Luvvie, Cammy, Mom said after she kissed her daughters goodbye, there's some food in the fridge in case you get hungry while I'm gone, but I should be home in time to make us all dinner. Luvvie loved her mom's cooking. The way the spices sizzled on her tongue made her whole body feel warm. After her mom left, Luvvie ran to the kitchen and opened the fridge to see about that food. What would it be? Leftovers. Luvvie's whole body drooped. Aw, man, I really wanted jollof rice. Luvvie sighed. Yeah, Mom didn't get a chance to cook any, Cammy said. She's been really busy. That gave Luvvie an idea. Wait, she shouted, following Cammy to her room. We're not busy. Can we help Mom cook? We should surprise her. Cammy shook her head. No, Luvvie, it takes a lot of steps, and it'd be a mess. And we have homework to do. I finished all of mine, said Luvvie, so I can do it. No, Cammy closed the door in Luvvie's face. Go read a book. That's not nice, Cammy, Luvvie shouted to the door. Luvvie made her way to the kitchen. There was no way she was listening to Cammy, and besides, Cammy had just shut the door in her face. I'll cook the jollof myself, Luvvie said. I got this. Luvvie grabbed her mom's apron and put it on. She grabbed a stool and pushed it toward the cabinets. She climbed up and reached for the ingredients. Whoa! Luvvie cried as she wobbled sideways. Phew! That was close. With her feet steady, Luvvie was ready. Okay, let's do this, she said out loud. Luvvie grabbed a butter knife and began to cut the tomato. Splat! The tomato went everywhere. Yikes! Luvvie said, and then shrugged. Then she grabbed the onions. Her eyes started to water. Squinting out of one eye, Luvvie poured the oil in the pot, but half of it ended on the floor. Uh-oh, she said, but she kept going. Luvvie was not going to give up. She grabbed some rice and poured it in the pot. Well, half of it. The other half ended up on the floor, too. Luvvie looked in the pot. That doesn't look good, she said, concerned. But maybe that's how it's supposed to look before it got cooked. It did have to get cooked, though. Luvvie knew she wasn't old enough to touch the stove, but Cammy was. Cammy, come here. I need your help, please, Luvvie shouted. She was pretty sure Cammy would be so impressed she'd apologize for that door slam. What? What do you want? Cammy shouted from her room. Can you help me turn on the stove? Luvvie shouted back. Turn on the stove? Cammy raced to the kitchen and then slid over to Luvvie on a puddle of oil. Catching herself on the counter, Cammy started taking deep breaths and counting. What are you doing? Luvvie asked. Trying not to freak out, Cammy said, but it's not working. I am freaking out. What did I say about you cooking? Luvvie, this place is a mess. But, Luvvie tried to explain, it's for Mom. She's so busy, and jollof is so delicious. No, why didn't you just listen to me? Cammy said. Just go to your room. I'll clean this up when I finish my project. With her apron dragging behind her, Luvvie went back to her room. She felt just as crushed as those mashed up tomatoes and wondered what she could do to make things better. The food is a disaster, the kitchen is a mess, and now we might get in trouble, Luvvie moaned. And it's all my fault. But then she had another idea. If Cammy was still doing her homework, Luvvie could clean the kitchen before she was done. Snap! I can make everything better, she said. I'm gonna save the day. Luvvie quietly tiptoed past Cammie's bedroom. She snuck into the kitchen and grabbed the cleaning supplies. First, the dishes. She got the dishwashing soap. She placed the dishes inside the dishwasher, poured in the soap, and pressed start. Within minutes, bubbles began to foam out of the sides of the dishwasher and flood the kitchen floor. She began to panic. She tried to turn off the dishwasher. Oh no, Luvvie said as she tried to get everything under control. But before she could, Cammie walked in. Luvvie, Cammie said in shock. Luvvie had made an even bigger mess than before. Then Cammie burst out laughing. You look ridiculous, she said. I can't believe this. They both started laughing. We have to clean this up before Mom gets home or we are in big trouble, Cammie said. Right then, Luvvie and Cammie heard the keys in the front door. Mom was home and was headed for the kitchen. Uh-oh, Cammie and Luvvie said together. Mom stepped into the kitchen and her mouth dropped open. The look on Mom's face made Luvvie's heart sink. She knew she was in big trouble. Luvvie tried to confess, but before she could get any words out, Mom said, What's going on? What happened here? Luvvie looked down at her sudsy shoes and felt really bad. I was trying to make jollof rice for dinner, Mom. I wanted to surprise you, Luvvie said. Wait, Mom said. You tried to cook? By yourself? Upset, she turned to Cammie. Cammie, did you know she was... I told her not to, Cammie said. But she didn't listen, and I was doing my homework. Mom shook her head. You have to watch her closely. I'm not a baby, Luvvie told her, frustrated. I know you're not, Mom turned back to Luvvie. But you're also not a grown-up. Your job is not to cook or try to run the kitchen yourself. You broke rules we put in place to protect you. Next time, listen to me and your sister. Luvvie realized her mom was right. She hadn't thought about why the rules were the rules, but she could have gotten really hurt. I'm sorry. I should have listened to Cammie, Luvvie muttered. Am I in trouble? I'm glad you said that, and I know you were trying to be thoughtful. How about after dinner, we can make a list of ways to make some good trouble? Mom reached for Luvvie and hugged her. I love you, she said. Also, you're going to help me fix this mess you made by cleaning up. Luvvie was relieved. Even when she got in trouble, her mom still made her feel loved. I love you too, she told her mom, even more than I love jollof rice. Her mom smiled. Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? Luvvie nodded. So much, big much. Well, good news, her mom said. I stopped at a restaurant and got us jollof. We can eat it after we clean up this mess. Deal? Deal, Luvvie shouted. With all three of them working together, it didn't take too long to fix up the kitchen. Cammie washed the dishes, Luvvie dried them, and Mom mopped up the floor. Then they piled on the couch together to eat the jollof rice. Luvvie loved every bite. But it's not as good as yours, she told her mom. Mom laughed. You are such a little troublemaker, she said. Luvvie smiled. I am, she told her. Sure am. The end.